We're Pallbearer, and you're watching Aggressive Tendencies.
We tried to go for more of like a sophomore dump, like a soft serve dump. I don't know.
Yeah, we just, we just knew what we had to do this time around. I mean, we had some pretty slow developing but specific ideas that we didn't want to make Sorrow and Extinction too. Like, we wanted to make a pretty different album.
Yeah, we didn't even really think about that. That's not something to worry about. We just made another album. We weren't worried about it for the first one, so we didn't worry about it for the second one either.
Yeah.
Same songwriting process. Like, when we're happy with the songs, then they're done, and then figure out what order they sit in.
Pallbearer is sort of like our contribution to the Arkansas style of metal. There's a lot of bands that have this really progressive and melodic, but also really,
heavy as fuck,
crushingly heavy, just truly mind-bendingly gross, but also beautiful sounds. And we just kind of we had been in the scene, coming up in that scene, for years, and we kind of wanted to do something that was our own kind of, I guess, throw our hat into the ring, doing that
Arkansas sound
with our own twist.
Yeah, with clean vocals. And I mean, we like music with clean vocals. And from my writing perspective, I feel like, it's just another tool, we can do more with clean vocals than we could with harsh vocals. It just gives you more to play with. You can treat the vocals like guitar leads, And we still are definitely a metal band. We just like sung vocals.
We definitely like for our music to have a weight to it, but we try to kind of carve out a lot of dynamics in it too. So not everything is crushingly heavy all the time.
If everything's heavy all the time, nothing really is heavy. It's like an action movie that's 100% action. Eventually it gets
which
boring.
Is kind of a cool idea.
Which is great, yeah. I mean, it's just you gotta have some dynamics in order for loud is. If everything's loud, then it's all just becomes one static block of stuff. You gotta have something to compare it to.
Just it's just sweet without sour.
We're going for a sweet and sour.
Yeah, we're going for a sweet and sour chicken type thing.
Yeah.
We live really depressing lives.
Yeah.
So we try to balance the sonic weight with the crushing depression that we're all suffering.
Yeah, it's, heavy. I mean, you can tune down as far as you want and use as much distortion, as many amps as you want. It doesn't necessarily make it heavy. Anybody can just bludgeon you, But I mean, look at George Jones or something like that. That shit is just as heavy as anything, but country music in general, or blues, it's all heavy.
Heavy isn't a guitar tone or it isn't anything specific. It can be all sorts of things. It can be a lyric or the way something is sung or just a concept. I mean, there's so many things that can be heavy. It's not just down tuning and playing slow or whatever. There's infinite possibilities, really. So yeah, man, it's a lot of it has to do with the drama. That's what Billy Anderson called that. What talking about the space between everything, really putting a lot of focus on the dramatic elements in the music and figuring out how to layer and maybe have fewer layers sometimes, in the recording process to kind of help really emphasize that. And we, that same sonic space live, we kind of feed off each other, to really build on that and know how the music breathes as we're playing it. So
yeah, it's just tides or something, it's it crashes and then recedes and crashes again. It's supposed to be sort of like that, flowing over you. Usually the lyrics come last, but they have to fit the song. It's finding the right lyrical idea for a song can be kind of hard because we form the songs completely, and often there's vocal melodies and stuff, and the trick is coming up with words and a concept that fits with our Paul Chain nonsense word melodies that we come up with. So yeah, it's really important that the lyrics convey what the song is already sonically doing, I guess. It's kind of complicated. a lot of it's, you know, seemingly about death, but it's like metaphorical. But we're just in different places when we were writing the lyrics for this album than we were in the first one.
In terms of longevity or like, you know, music that has lasting value, for us, I mean, like, we spend so much time with it and continually like hone what we're working on and make sure that the feeling is what we want, and like really, I don't know, just making sure that it, like, I don't know, it just, all of us are like fully invested in it. Like over the course of like, you know, potentially a couple of years working on songs, you know, that's,
I mean, it's purely subjective, you know, like whether it has lasting value isn't really up for us to decide, you know, but once we feel like it could, you know, we're happy with it, we're proud of like whatever piece of music, then we feel like, you know, hopefully it has lasting value.
And we don't really take that lightly at all. Like, we really spend a lot of time like scrutinizing everything.
We're very harsh critics of like our stuff.
Of everything.
Of pretty much everything. Yeah, we're not trying to make like disposable like product, basically. We're trying to make something that has potentially like lasting value, and we're not worried about trends or whatever's the current state of things, you know.
We don't really write songs that we don't use. Like, I don't think we've ever just thrown something away outside of like early stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff that can be recorded, but like we take a lot of time with everything, so it's not like we just throw something together, you know. It's crafted over a long period of time.
Sometimes years. Like we have a couple songs that we worked on for over 2 years. So
we'll spend a week on a transition riff or something just so it's perfect, you know.
Vanished what took forever, and
that was over.
That was over
almost 2 years, I think. Yeah.
And Watcher, the first like half of that song was written along with Sorrow and Extinction material, and then I came back and wrote the second half like a year and a half or so later. So
I think Ghost Day was like a year and a half. Something like that.
All of our songs pretty much take a long time.
A lot of
the only one that didn't take a long time was Foundations, and that one was probably like a week. We've got plans. We just have to kind of. We'll start gradually incorporating elements of what we're planning on doing into our sets, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess the next step for us is continuing to tour till the end of 2014, and then we're slowly developing new ideas.
We're gonna have to take a break eventually and like seriously focus on writing a little while, but we've got a plan for the third one. We had a plan for the third one